It's a beautiful spring day here in Portland, Oregon. It's March 22nd, 2014, and I've got my fingers crossed now that my truck is working, thanks to Ed, who I paid $40 and he came out and fixed the water pump on my truck. Now that that is moving, now that I've got insurance, now that I'm soon going to have registration, I'm looking to get a canopy that will fit on my 1985 Toyota truck pickup. And the size, by the way, of the small bed of the truck is that's what they call the back of the truck. The bed, as I explained to someone yesterday, they never heard of that. It's about 60 inches in width by about 77 inches in length. So there's different size canopies. Some of them are larger. It seems like most of the ones on Craigslist are larger, not smaller. So I'm looking for something specifically at this size, since I have a smaller, not larger truck. Um, this is also better for gas mileage. I'm not a big truck guy. I never have been a big truck. I'm not a muscle car guy. I'm not a car guy, period. I'm just a guy. I'm a human being. In search of extraordinary knowledge, I guess, like Jordan Maxwell says. I'm not into the car scene, dude. So I'm looking for something that'll fit the small bed in the back. It's compact, with a little heater there. I think I'll be able to stay warm, especially the fact that we're going into summer pretty soon, or into spring and then into summer. I've got a lot of time. In fact, I came to Portland at the best time. Spring just started. Uh, the cherry blossom trees are blooming outside. It's beautiful. So this is a good time to be here. And there's so much that I have to say about Portland and so much to experience in Portland this time around. But it's clear that this is going to be a new experience for me here in Portland. And I'm going to be doing it in style. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep doing what I'm doing with these videos and also expand some of the projects that I'm working on. It would be great to have some video work here in Portland doing commercials or helping promote small business. So I'm going to be doing more outreach in the next couple of weeks and months as my car continues to get healthier and healthier and as things stabilize more and more. And as far as where to park my truck at night in Portland, I still haven't determined where I feel the most comfortable sleeping. Even though there's a massive influx of homeless that have come to Portland that aren't from here, being that this is my hometown, but I don't really know that many people, it's difficult. It's difficult to know exactly where that place would be. I just want to avoid parking in front of someone's home at night. I want to avoid some of those areas where there might be a knock at the door. But this is why it's very important that a car be legal. Someone asked in the last YouTube video, can't you just park your car? Why does it have to be legal? Because that's the law here. You know, we live here. This is America. You may think America is the ultimate police state. I'm not a big fan of the rules and regulations, but there are some good things about places like Portland, community and things of that nature. But when you don't have community in a place like Portland, it does cut back on the pluses. Having a few new seasons and having a few Thai restaurants and having more people on bikes, you really can only use that as a plus for so long until you start looking around and realizing, oh my God, the city's been overridden by two-legged parasites that came to this land to take, not to give back. And there are many that come to take. And sometimes they hurt other humans when they come to take, and they rape when they steal. And there are also other good humans that are drawn here that understand the Portland spirit. And they listen to the Portland spirit, and sometimes they speak for her, regardless of what the parasites say. Oh, don't listen to her. Just focus on just pleasure and do as thou wilt. Don't discuss the real issues affecting Portland, past, present, and future. I feel drawn to bring up some of those issues. So as I get rerouted here in the Pacific Northwest, I'm going to revisit certain conversations about the energy of Portland, Portland's past. And in terms of the energy of Portland, how to turn all this into a positive, being that it is a electromagnetic hotspot. And I'm talking in terms of natural energy, not cell phones. I'm not discounting that. I am talking about the natural energy, the celestial energies, the earth energies that run through this portal that many choose to call Portland. I will expand on my conversations on that later. And that is why it is here that I'm willing to live in my truck in order to make those proper networks and connections as things progress from here on out. A lot of you didn't know me before 2005, 6, or 7. I was doing things. I was alive then. I was 24, 25, 26. Basically, I started Outside the Box TV with nothing and no one to support me. Now that it's been how many years since 2005? We're looking at 9 years now, and I've done a lot of work since I started my show. And so there's really nothing that should be holding me back considering the circumstances that were at play in my life in 2004, 2005, and how very little of you I knew at that time. There's probably one of you that knew me before then. And if so, say so. But I'm going to guess most of you are post 2010 or at the very least post 2006 or 2007. Maybe a few of you are Portlanders, but so many of you are watching from all over the planet, which is so it's humbling, it's flattering at the same time. It reminds me that like wow, there was a point in my life where I got too attached to speaking to the people of Portland about these issues here, and yet there's this whole other global world out there. Coming back to Portland doesn't bring me back to Portland's focus only, and I'm forgetting about global issues. It's just more of a regrounding for myself in this cycle as I think about the things that are important. My focus truly is on the global issues, the global situation, but I also have to have somewhat of a rooting on a local level where I know people, where I can touch the earth and touch the ground and feel that it's safe and that there's going to be things happening for me that week. That's why I returned to Portland to be somewhat or to feel somewhat grounded. And there's a lot of friends and associates I have that aren't in the online world. And I feel like I've put too much dependence in the world of YouTube and Facebook for my family, my friends. It's like I have family and I have friends more say than family in this area. Don't have family in this area, but I have friends, and many of them aren't on the internet. It's like when you go and you leave, though, a place you're familiar with and everything's internet based, reality can be a little bit skewed as to what's important. Remember, there's nothing more important than in the flesh friends. In this transhumanistic world that we're in, even though we have the ability to share information instantaneously, and it may seem like you're winning because you're posting the next step to physical survival on Facebook about something that may be frightening, and it seems like this is progress, there really is no replacement for in the flesh friendships that live outside of the internet domain. With that, I want to wish you all a beautiful day on this launch into spring. Wish me luck finding a canopy in the Portland area. If you wish to donate to my cause, you're welcome to do so at alexansary.tv. There's a donate button there. You can also use my email at PayPal. It's alex_ansary@hotmail.com. By no means are you pressured to donate or contribute. In fact, please do not. If you are in a low income situation and you are not in a situation to give, no one is asking you to give. Okay. And one other thing that I would like to say as well, it's coming to me. Yes, out of everyone that's ever contributed, it has never been from someone that I would consider to be wealthy or rich that I know of. It has always been from people in similar situations. And I have also tried to be giving in situations where I need to give money to someone else. And a lot of us are realizing this. When we give to others, it comes back to us. And so by me giving to others and I really wanted to have free mechanical help yesterday, but I still paid him $40. Even though it was a big chunk, I still paid him $40 because he still came up. Now we didn't agree that I would pay him $40, but I paid 40 anyway because he came up. He was there for me, and he was there for me when I said, "Hey, I'm short on money. I still need help. Can you help me, please?" This man, being homeless himself, came to help me, and I knew he probably could really use that $40, maybe even more so than I. So these are things to remember, and these are things I remember. When we give, when we help others, and we don't necessarily expect in return things that are good happen for us. It's people that try to hold on to things and control things, instill things. Those are the ones that are living a really unhealthy, unspiritual lifestyle, and those are the ones that usually end up losing things. But also remember, when we lose things sometimes in this life, sometimes it's meant to teach us something. Sometimes it's not always punishment. Sometimes there's spiritual growth there. When I went out in the desert and lived with so little, it wasn't about having a mental breakdown. It wasn't about being a bum. It was about literally stepping back from a world where people are literally jumping from orgasm to orgasm, beer to beer. Big Mac to Big Mac, coffee to coffee, YouTube video to YouTube video. Even though I was still using YouTube and still monitoring world events, I stepped back from so much of that. And this is why I'm going to make my dream a reality. And those call me a bum will never stop coming because I will continue to do things that they will never do themselves. So it's just natural that they will be there. It's like the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. My goal is to go off the grid and create my own television studio in the earth. And allies that I develop from here on out that are in the alternative media, we will make agreements and hook up, and we will create great things. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars a month in the city on a television studio. You can be innovative if you're willing to work with others and not be an asshole. So I'm Alex Hansery. This is a brief update from me for March 22nd, 2014. We'll talk to you next time.